Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Here I'll be showing you the my solution or my approach in this case for Timeleg's CrackMe number 2. And let's go ahead and work on it. This difficulty is very number 1, very easy for newbies, especially for myself, because literally I was getting stuck in. I will explain why this is for me later on. So goal number 1 is to understand how program verification algorithm works. He says that don't patch the verification algorithm. In other words, don't jump the instruction that checks for if it's a bad password or whatever, and just NOP it out or NOP it out and whatever and whatnot. Instead, do a legit analysis, find a valid password, and write a throw and a keygen. So this is my approach. And one key thing to look at is this .NET. Of course, let's run it up. Check the behavior. Okay. So if it checks for, okay, it doesn't check if it's empty or not. And what happened? It closed. Okay, so one, you can say that it checks 3 times and then it closes. If you try to analyze this on olly, my approach first was that I took the window itself and tried checking, of course, if there was something in the program itself. I went ahead and searched for reference text strings, and guess what? There is nothing. Quite interesting. You could say that it could be then packed or something, because there is literally just 2 entries in the reference strings. So I forgot about analyzing first, but I'm gonna do it now. Never mind. Yeah, there it is. And it's a .NET and linker, whatever, gives the information for everything. Supposed to, if it was packed, it was going to tell you, but it's not. So it's not packed. So what the heck is going on? That there's this bunch of crap here that I don't really get, and there's not even single of instance for possible arguments like wrong password or register or something, even in the same program itself. So the thing is that I didn't put too much attention to that, and instead tried to work around what handled the message box itself. So I went ahead and paused it with the message box active, and as you can see, there's an interesting input here. There's an interesting entry, and this is the call for the message box, and so on and so on. So I tried stepping here and whatever, blah blah blah. Here it's passing the arguments. This is a regular function prologue, function epilogue, and whatever. Then it pushes -1 to the stack, which is actually, as you can see, as if you know, there's -1 doesn't exist in hexadecimal, so it turns the stack into a bunch of F's, and it pushes the arguments, and then it aligns the stack with all the arguments and then passes them into the message box when it's called, of course. And yeah, it then pop EBP, just regular, just all normal, regular, all day long, normal thing, function epilogue here. Returns and, you know, yada yada. So I failed miserably trying to understand what was going behind here because I was getting so lost. This was being called from user 32 and not actually from the same from the program itself. I tried to get into the program, but you know, there was not a single call being emitted from the stack if you analyzed. Or for me, it was, you know, just like that. For me, it was like that. It was kind of tricky in all the DBG. So I went ahead and there is a return here from okay. Never mind. Okay, so as you can see, I get even lost in trying to understand what's going on. But yeah, it might not be my best approach, but let me just tell you what I did afterwards. The program is coded in .NET. olly-DBG just shows a bunch of junk that I don't understand yet. For other crackers, maybe some useful information, and you just need to analyze a little bit more, you know, because probably you have it in front of my eyes, and then I was like, for my newbieness, I didn't got a chance to, like, you know, analyze that a little bit further. But I went ahead and, given the benefit that it's a .NET application, I went ahead and loaded it in .NET Reflector, and then I had a better approach on what was going on, because you can see then there is the actual namespace or class name, and then there are three entries here. We see a form1, which is a form itself, a program, and reg is the where all the magic happens. And if you can see a program, this is an SCA thread, so it's actually running from a thread, and this is calling form1. Afterwards, you could see that there is this regular layout, button click, whatever, yada yada, whatnot. So obviously, there is only one thing that we are focused on, and that is a check button. We want to know what happens when the check button is pressed. So as you can see first here, it takes there's a variable declared and initialized, declared as text and initialized by me.textbox1.text, and it's stored on text. Then you see this if else then statement, that if me reg just do whatever, just do, or just do j, I don't know really how to pronounce that. The guy did this, Timeleg did it because he is Slovak or Slovakian or whatever you call people that live in Slovakia. Not to offend, but I just don't really know the term. Sorry for that. So you did see that it takes the text and then passes as a value, a reference for this function. Then it just makes these little changes in the text box and labels and button and whatnot, and then change this text and then make it visible. else, if the result from this they're still from this function, it is not the comparison or text, then it shows wrong password. And well, this is another thing. One could say that this could be the handler for what handles the registration or the message boxes, but I don't really understood that part yet. So I'm guessing these are the number of tries before actually closing the, as you can see, number of times before actually closing the message box. Let's see, where was it? So by default you have 2 tries. It loads up, then you click on the message box, and then this returns the value for this, which was this thing all over. And then it keeps decreasing the bytes until it reaches 0. And then when it reaches 0, it just closes the whole program itself. So this is what handles that thing behind the mysterious 3 times strike in the message box, the error message box. But what we want now is the actual algorithm, and to understand what's going behind it, we need to go to this function that where we realize the comparison itself. As you can see, the string being passed is being compared later on and being returned. The string compare, this function in this specific overload, which takes a string, another string, and then a boolean, which is what happened here. It returns, compares two specific string objects, ignoring or honoring their case, and returns an integer that indicates their relative position in the stored order. So first I got string A, then string B. The logic is the first string to compare, and then the second string to compare. And then the ignore case boolean, it is set to true to ignore case during comparison, otherwise set to false. He set it up as false, so in this case this program is case sensitive. In other words, it actually checks if it's on all caps, or if it just misses one cap and you have one letter without cap or with cap, then it just, will return that. It will return the relative position in the stored order. So what we're interested in is in these. In this case, let's just go here and open Flexil. There's not much here. Yeah. Look at. Yeah, there's barrel parameter. Okay, my bad. I wasn't supposed to run that. Well, yeah. What you have here is practically your generator. Now that we understand what's going on, one could say that the string being taken as a reference from the text message box that we took from here. I'm lost. Where is it? Just okay. The string that was taken from the reference on the text message box from the button 1 thing, click event, variable declaration thing, or whatever, you know, you get me, is being tested or compared against this, and then it returns the value in the position, and then it's compared against 0. So you can say that practically it's taking the machine, your machine name, then it's appending a dash to the string, adding the year, in this case the year right now, to the text box, to the string, and then attaching getting the hour that is right now, in this case gonna be this 1, and appending another getting another dash, and then lastly it's the environment username to upper, as you can see. So one can say this is the function that we want. Let's see how many minutes it's been passed. 60 minutes. I need to finish. Okay, so to make this a little bit faster, let's just copy this whole thing up. We don't really need the whole thing, we just really need this. And I went ahead and do this beforehand in order to cut off time. And I designed a little window here, the same bb.net, and with this button, generate. And you could do this, textbox1.text equals, and just put the generation. And there you have it. That's gonna generate you this the serial or the key, and it's gonna output it into textbox 1. So in order to check it out, just run it, click generate, and surely, slowly but surely, it will give you your key generated, the serial, the code, license, whatever you want to call it. So in order to test this, go ahead and open CrackMe from Timeleg, put the password, check, and you have done it, Jan Smith. So there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching this video tutorial. And well, I hope you have enjoyed and learned as well from my newbieness. And thank you again for watching. That's all I have to say. Bye bye.